Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of the What If series. If you're not familiar with the What If series is, well, once a week what we do is we take a meme tier champion or a less commonly used champion and we ask, what if we were to rank 3 a 6-star version of it and give it 200 signatures? And a lot of people come up with various different suggestions which I'm working through at the moment, and one of those was Deadpool XForce. Also, one of the issues that I have with making a series is that I have to own the 6-star version in order to do this. So I need to open some more 6-star crystals because I'm running out of a few meme tier type champions to use, and I may have to kind of like find out some more by opening up some crystals, which is always painful if I get loads of memes. So I need less meme tiers, but I need more to do the video. It's a conundrum. Now, yes, for this we are going to be focusing on Deadpool XForce, and unfortunately, I tell you what, this is good. With MCOC developing all these different champions and whether you have to read like a million different things on a page, there's very little that has to be read when it comes to this champion because, yes, there's not a lot. Duodinium Poke is the signature ability, and having this at the full minutiae of 200 signature is giving 2,249 damage over 3 seconds, and every time you hit the enemy, it bleeds. That's how the champion works. Is it going to be excessive? No, it's not. But at the same time, we're going to be utilising some synergies in order to make the champion a bit more stonkier and do a bit more damage to a degree. Now, from a content grind perspective, there's nothing really out there that's going to like be interesting, and I don't want to spend at least 3 to 5 days trying to get through Abyss with Deadpool XForce as one of my lead champions, or at least having him as a singular champion to then go against the collector. It's just not going to happen. I just don't have the time to do that. But the main thing to say with Deadpool XForce is that we're going to be testing out 2 theories, using an SP1 via synergy and using an SP2 via part of the main kit. So the first interaction, the first kind of grind, will be utilizing SP2. So the only special attack I'm going to be throwing is the SP2, which does give a good amount of bleed damage. But as well, when it comes to the second side of things, I'm going to be just quickly comparing off of using the SP1 rotation. Why is that so important, Rich? I'm glad you asked. Well, one of the many different types of damages that the champion can do with the SP1 is with the Hit Monkey synergy. A special one has a 100% chance to bleed, dealing damage over 6 seconds equal to 120% of its attack rating. All very interesting if you're going to look at the extent of further damage output a champion can do. And that's going to be very important to like how we're going to play that. I've got in Domino synergy, which is bleed deals 20% more damage. That's probably one of the main ones that's going to amplify any kind of damage output. We've also got inspiration, increased critical rating by 200 while the opponent is bleeding. Again, very helpful for that damage input ramp up. And then also we've got in the Omega Red synergy, which is a 25% power rate against bleeding opponents. Not really anything too specific and too special, but at least to say that we're going to be building up power quickly to then throw special attacks more quickly. So that's good. Right, let's roll the footage. So on screen at the moment, we have got the fight in play. The next fight I'm going to do is like a little kind of like quick cut. But the first thing to say is like, the damage with the bleed is the nicest thing. You're not going to see basic hits like hit amazingly. Let's face it, at times, especially when you get like champions to rank 3, you should be seeing a lot more when it comes to those white numbers. But when it comes to like the bleed numbers are actually quite nice. More so with the special attacks, especially throwing like a 7k bleed damage is good. It's not as good as some of the others. I mean, you could say like with the likes of the ticks with Nick Fury, is it going to be a case that his is a lot better? Of course it's going to be better. And that's the thing, that's why this champion does need a buff down the line, especially with a lot of champions who, a lot of players who do have this champion. But that SP2, look, there's a 3k hit. And I think this really adds into the potency of the synergy. So the synergy, which is with Domino, which is bleeds, deal 20% more damage, is one of the key things about this. And that is why you're going to be seeing the increased amount of bleed damage numbers. Without this synergy, the champion is pretty much pathetic. And again, this would be one of these situations where a champion like this does need a buff. A lot of players have this, including myself on my main account. The same thing, like I can use my main account on here on the content creator beta But it's just like, it's sad to kind of think this champion is missed off. But look, you know, I was kind of hoping as well with the synergies using that I could get this underneath 100 hits, especially without using Suicide Masteries. And that's one of the biggest key factors, that with Suicide Masteries, yes, you would see an extensive improvement with the rate of damage. Also my masteries, by the way, is that I've got Assassin, so you should start seeing, and also I've got Deep Wounds. Deep Wounds probably again help out to the extent of bleed damage that I've seen through this, and I guess it's a case that that is one of the key reasons. But still, as a champion that needs above 117 hits by using the SP2 repeating method. This is with the SP1. Now I've cut this because I want to save this for time, make sure this video is timely as possible. And you can see that with the SP1, which does give a good amount of bleed damage, it is a case that it's an attack rating. I think it improves the attack rating. I was basing the attack rating for the damage. Now, quite strangely enough, and I was surprised, I was thinking the SP2 is meant to be the thing that is always meant to be the better of the damage dealers. And in fact, that is not the case here, because the bleed damage ramp up, even again, same with Deep Wounds, and even though it isn't as chunky as the SP2, I'm still rotating around a good amount of numbers with the SP2 damage, the crits as well, and wrap it up in 115 hits. So it just goes to show you that sometimes just throwing the SP1 is enough to kind of ramp up the damage. And yeah, like here's the thing with this. The synergy made this champion. Apart from that, the champion would be terrible. As we've said and we've alluded to, Deadpool XForce has nothing going for it. There may be some kind of like call for this champion to be used in certain areas. And yes, he's kind of there as a synergy placeholder for the Nick Fury synergy. But apart from that, he's just kind of like not a champion anyone really would rock as their main. But still, we've got that kind of very nice once per fight power gain, which, let's face it, you build up to that SP3 and like there's 9k damage on offer. More so if it's a case that you have any kind of like mastery enhancements like Deep Wounds or you know, Assassin, so you get enemy champion low enough, and other things as well. You know, Suicide Masteries ramp up damage extensively fast. So that is going to be a thing. Whether or not like people would want to rank 3 a 6-star Deadpool XForce, nah, ain't gonna happen. Duodinium Poke is not as effective as maybe it could be. And especially when it comes to using champions in a singular nature, because this is the thing, this champion's amplified just through synergies. But in any case, that's been the video, and as well, I hope that this champion gets a buff down the line. Make sure as well to request more what if champions for the series. Best to do it on the Discord, as then we can add it to the list that's on there. I've got a massive video list of videos I've got to make, so I can then add it to there very quickly. But thanks very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye for now.